Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show with local celebrity hosts Steve O and Rene. Sit back each week while Steve O and Rene educate you with live in-studio experts, such as lawyers, doctors, home improvement, and financial experts in their field. Call in and have your questions answered each week at 888-565-1470. Now, here is Steve O and Rene with today's expert in their field.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Eat and Critique. I almost said Eat and Critique.
You just did.
I did.
Oh, Lord. Nope.
Wow.
Wrong show, buddy.
I can't believe I did that.
Now, that's funny.
I listen, the radio's
Listen,
on.
you deserve it. You would not go home
apologize.
for my earrings. That's all I'm going to say. Even Mike's shaking his head.
Too
Run,
many-
Ask the Experts. Ask the Expert Show.
Too many shows.
That should never
Not
be a
enough
problem.
time.
That's never
Renee,
a problem.
I'm 93 years old.
Well, that we know. Finally, you admitted it. I'm only 27.
This is the Ask the Expert Show at our
phase me.
favorite radio station, WWNN 1470 AM. See, I got that right. I'm here with my beautiful co-host. Got that right.
Do you remember my name?
No, but she's sure beautiful, though.
Not without my earrings, but go ahead.
Hey, we've got two great guests on today.
We do.
Yes, and we will be interviewing in some of the areas today are all home improvement. I love doing home improvement shows. Our first show is a mold removal and water damage restoration. If you haven't looked outside lately about all the rain we've been getting for the last 2 weeks, I mean, floods. I know what he does. I know what Mike does. He's out there praying to the rain gods. Rain,
He's
baby.
doing rain dances, right,
Hurricane,
Mike?
baby. Anyway, the second half of our show, we have one of the top roofing specialists, so you don't get screwed around by these guys who come up to your door with a card. We have it all today. If you'd like to watch today's show, what do we do?
You go to usmold.com.
www.
There we are, right on.
You don't like doing www?
No, I don't do. I think most people know to type in www.
think so?
They should know by now.
Yes, don't you think? Too many
Anyway, you can
W's.
watch the show live
Yes,
on Mike's website
US
today.
Mold's website. And if you have a question about water damage restoration or mold and mildew removal, you can call us at 888-565-1470.
You know what? Today's going to be fun because Mike's been on our show.
He's a great guest. So
No,
why don't you
he is.
introduce him?
Mike Fidel, the owner of US Mold, and you cover, Mike, I know all Martin County, you cover all of Palm Beach County.
Well, can I say welcome to the show, Mike? Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks, Renee. So glad to be here and see you
It's
guys
nice to
again.
have you here
Did you miss
again.
me? It's been like a couple of weeks since I've
Absolutely.
been
He's a
here.
fun guest,
Yeah.
yes.
You know what? We got so
I'm a
many
fun guy.
emails last
Yes.
It's
night.
my business. So we say in the industry, there's fungus among us.
I love that terminology. I love that. That's
and
great.
we got emails last time saying, what a great show that was.
Yes.
They all like Mike. So what is going on at US Mold?
We have a lot of exciting things happening right now.
Tell
in the
us.
last couple weeks, well, actually the last year, we've been developing a package to sell U.S. Mold dealerships.
Which is what?
The handymen, air conditioning guys, roofers, anybody who is out in the field that already has a clientele established, we're going to train them to become mold remediators.
Very cool.
Wow, instant staff.
Yeah, we're going to license them, train them, and let them use our name as a dealership versus a franchise. Excuse me. We're going to set them up.
But they basically they still work for your company.
They'll be their own. They'll be
Oh,
independent
interesting.
contractors.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be independent contractors, but they're already out in the field. They're already doing AC, and they find what happens when you find a leaky AC? You find
By
mold.
mold,
When
absolutely.
you have a leaky roof, you find mold.
How about when you have a leaky Gulfstream?
If you have a leaky Gulfstream,
Which you just found, we were just discussing, yes.
Yeah, we just did a prominent, pretty famous golfer's jet. And it was actually a pretty cool plane. I've never done an aircraft before. It was the first time we did an
I thought those
aircraft.
guys took the Greyhound bus.
Yeah.
When they went from city to city.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he takes a $40 million Greyhound. Is what he takes. This baby was sweet. But they had water damage. They didn't take care of it right away. And 25, 30 yards away, when they opened up the rear compartment door and the steps that come down, reeked of mold.
Wow.
And they tested it, it came back elevated. We went in, did our treatment, and the very next day it was gone. And they were
So
ecstatic.
it's that quick. The process could be that quick.
Well,
That's only if you use U.S. mold.
U.S. mold.
Right, exactly.
You know, we
I'm with
are
you.
good at what we do. We got the state-of-the-art chemical that kills mold, bacteria, odors.
And that could be toxic.
This was toxic mold.
This was, okay.
This was. Stachybotrys is a red flag. That's the black toxic carcinogen mold. Whenever you hear the word stacky, that's when you got to take.
So you didn't find bodies in the plane?
No bodies.
Thank
Nobody
God.
was in there.
Nobody.
They had a great snack bar, though. Lots
Oh,
of
they
good
did?
snacks.
I
yeah.
would not eat the snacks.
But this new package you used to certify people,
Yes.
and now you're kind of getting back into it again.
Yeah, we're going to start training them.
What a great
and selling
idea.
dealerships, and then they'll be able to use the U.S. mold name, which is synonymous with mold, and we've been around for 15 years.
So this will be another revenue stream for them.
Another revenue stream for them,
And for him.
and for us to
Yes.
get our name out there, and to show people that what we do versus our competitors, because we're done in 3 days with almost every job we do. And I hear nightmare stories.
Me too. And I've seen, like, even on TV shows, remember we were watching a show, and they were trying to move into a house, and they said there's mold, and it took,
yes.
it's going to be a couple of months before you can move in. I mean, they went in with hazmat suits.
Yeah, well, we do too, but we
So
have
I
it
guess
down
that
to a
goes
science.
If it goes into the sheetrock, probably, then they have to rip out the sheetrock.
We do that. We just, we've done, God, since I've seen you guys, we've done like 10, 12 remediation jobs. And plus the jet.
Good for you. That's
and
wonderful.
when I first met Mike, he was doing a big clinic
Yeah, we did a laboratory clinic.
over there in, I think it was in Westland or somewhere. It was over there by, I think, Cleveland Clinic.
Weston.
Westland.
Westland. Never heard of that area.
He's tongue-tied today. Huh?
I see
Got
that.
him on the wrong
Mike,
show.
it's because of my earrings. Do you understand that?
I'm sure you let him have it all the way here, huh?
You think?
Anyway, so you do water damage restoration as well, and
Yes, we
people
do.
have to be aware right now, especially with hurricane season, all the rain. I'm sure you're seeing a lot of water damage.
Yeah, we've done the biggest job we did since I seen you guys last is we had a 10-story condo that flooded on the 5th floor.
Oh,
So 501, 401, 301,
Right.
all the way down to the lobby. Needless to say, for us was good because all of our equipment was out and working, and we had to treat each individual condo, extract the water, put the blowers in, put the dehumidifiers in,
Right.
mildicide it.
you had to have a lot of equipment for that.
We do. We have. We got quite a few. All our equipment is state of the art too. It's all dry ease, and they're like the best. They just last forever.
How much equipment does it take? I mean, one of the things I wanted to ask you about today, how do you know how much equipment each job needs?
Depending on how much water there is and how many rooms there are. Let's say it's in a room that's 20 square feet, or say 30 by 30. What we do is called a vortex system. So we put a couple dehumidifiers in the middle of the room, and then we line up the perimeter of the room with fans all going in the same way, and it creates this vortex, which is
dry everything out.
moving air, drying it out.
And if you
That's the
don't do
first
it
day.
immediately, then you end up getting mold.
Yeah, but
So you're
everything
back again.
Yeah, so everything you do for a flood is to prevent mold from coming.
Right.
Dry it out right away. The second day you go in, you remove the baseboards. It's very important to remove the baseboards, and then you cut 2 feet. Every 2 feet you cut a hole, so you get air circulating into the wall cavities to make sure you dry it out.
Oh, 'cause
Right.
it could really smell bad in there. Oh, my gosh.
Well, give your phone number out, so this way when people, they don't have to scurry around. If, God forbid, they have water damage, they can have your phone number handy to call you.
Because you never expect it.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
of course not.
Yeah. Well, the industry standards say that every home in the United States is going to experience at least one flood. At least one flood.
Wow.
I've
in
had
the
it. I've
history.
had it in my home.
We've gone to a house that's
I've
had
had the-
4 floods.
I've had the
Poor
pots
people.
down the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's usmold.com, 561-748-2223.
Okay, do this again because, listen, you never expect this to happen. But when you do, and you start Googling...
And you say, who should I call?
Who should I call?
And I don't want to
Mold.
just, that's exactly
Yellow
it.
Pages.
There's fungus among us.
I love
That'll you remember us.
And
We
you don't
have
want the
best, though.
fungus.
We have the best.
Yes, we are the best. We're good at what we do. Dry out is not really rocket science, but if you don't do it correctly, if you don't service every day and go back and check and reposition your equipment, you're not going to give your client a proper dry out.
So do you use a certain type of drying equipment?
Yeah, we use commercial blowers, fans, dehumidifiers, and HEPA air scrubbers, which is a high-efficiency particulate air filter that scrubs and cleans the air in case there's any bacteria or mold that's in the air.
Do you have specialty extraction vacuums type of thing?
Just big flood suckers, we call them. Watch how you say that.
I'm not saying it.
I learned that there's a phrase called clean water loss.
That's right.
And so when you're involved with clean water wash, what's wrong with my mouth
You are
today?
tongue-tied today.
Wow. Does this...
Payback, baby.
Earrings. Earrings.
I heard about earrings all the way in.
See what happens?
And when you're in the car and they look out the window the opposite way, you so know you're in trouble.
Yeah. Turn the radio up loud.
I did that.
Yeah, you did.
I'm good at doing that.
So you use the best equipment, which is important because I think some of these people out there go rent equipment at the grocery store when they have a flood. I mean, what I'm saying, you've got to have someone who knows what they're doing because you can really screw it up trying to save a little money.
Well, he just said you need air movers and dehumidifiers, right?
Yes.
So what type of... Do you use those as well? The dehumidifiers?
The Dry Ease is a manufacturer. They're one of the biggest in the country, and that's all I have. I have all Dry Ease equipment. State of the art, looks pretty, it's nice and blue, and when we roll up on a job, we don't roll off with rusty equipment. We roll off with state of the art.
Right, you go in there, do the
stuff.
job, and get out.
Yeah.
How do you know this? I hope this is not a stupid question. How do you know when the carpet and the pad are adequately dried? It's not just by the feel of it. How do you know when it's actually dried?
First thing you do is you extract the water if the carpet's wet, and the second thing you do is get the padding out immediately.
So you actually have to lift the
Rip
carpeting
it
up?
out. Just get rid of the pad because it stinks. That's what stinks, and that's what the bacteria...
So you have to have a carpet company come in afterwards. They do.
Well, yeah, they do.
Right.
And then replace the padding. But if the carpet is too bad, you remove them to replace the carpet. Carpet's cheap today.
Right.
Most people are worried about their kids, their dogs, bacteria odors and stuff like that. If it's been wet for quite a while, you just remove the carpet and padding.
Because the stench still stays in there. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they bring... You have like... What is it? Like air things that freshen
And
the
meters
air.
that...
We have a chemical. It's an antimicrobial chemical that kills mold, bacteria, and odors. It's state of the art. We're the only ones in South Florida using it. And like I told you about that jet we did, it reeked of mold. I mean, it was coming out. They had a couple of vents on each side of the plane, and it was coming out the vents. And the next day when we went back there, after we did our fog application, the smell was gone. The pilots could not believe it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That really is.
I got an email that someone asked me to read on air. I got to read this. It says, what type of documentation do you give the property owner to prove to them you have a dried structure, that it was done properly? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, we do a daily log of relative humidity count, moisture readings, and at the end of the flood, we give that to the client so he can give it to their insurance company that says that the place is dried out. Got
So
documentation.
you do give them some kind of documentation.
Yeah, and we take
And the
thermal imaging cameras with a thermal imaging camera that's document moisture today, day 1 of the flood, day 2 of the flood, day 3 of the flood. Everything's documented. So they can go to their insurance company and say, this is what U.S. Mold did. They got all the ammo they need to collect their money from the insurance company.
And the insurance company does, they usually
They're
cover
pretty
floods.
good with floods. Emergency water damage you won't have a problem with.
I know when I had homeowners insurance, they made you take additional flood insurance as well.
If you're in a flood area.
Flood zone.
A
If you're
flood
considered
zone.
flood
Yeah,
zone.
yeah.
I think all of Florida is a flood zone. It really is.
Well, it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
I live on a hill. All my neighbors get wet.
That's the problem. I have to build on a hill.
You know what? It's time. We've got to go to break.
Okay.
And
I was just getting warmed up. What are you doing today?
Hey, stay warmed up, okay?
That's right.
When we come back, we're going to start getting into mold removal because there is so much information, and plus a lot of the snowbirds are coming back now.
Coming back.
And they might be surprised when they come back that left their
Hurricane
air
shutters
conditioning
up,
on,
yeah.
80 degrees, right?
But that's what the people do.
Yeah, but they can't be doing that anymore.
Well, we'll discuss that after the break.
We'll be right back.
U.S. Mold are the area's mold and water damage experts, dedicated to removing and preventing further dangers of mold. It's important to keep your family and pets safe from the effects of mold building up in your home, and mold in your workplace is another point of concern. Damp areas, water leaks, excessive coughing, mildew, and musty odors are all signs of possible mold infestation. Don't delay. Call the professionals at U.S. Mold and rest easy knowing that your indoor air will be fit to breathe again. U.S. Mold offers the most comprehensive mold inspection, mold testing, mold removal, odor removal, and flood damage restoration services in South Florida, serving the Palm Beaches, Boca Raton, Delray Beach, Jupiter, Stewart, and surrounding areas. U.S. Mold has the knowledge and experience to effectively restore the indoor air quality of any size building, and they do so in an efficient, professional, and friendly way. Call U.S. Mold today at 561-748-2223 or visit them online at usmold.com.
And we're back. I'm going to get the right station this time, the right show. Ask the Experts.
I'm a little nervous.
If you've tuned in for the first time, Ask the Experts. We have experts on every week, and we deal in legal, financial, home improvement, like we're doing today.
Today is all about home
And
improvement,
health.
and we have the top mold and mildew remediation company and water damage restoration, Mike Fidel
The owner. We have the
from
big
US.
owner.
Yes, from U.S. Mold.
Big. That camera don't lie.
Listen, I feel like I'm looking at bookends between the two of you. I don't know which one's Steve O.
So now, you're hiring some new staff now?
We have some new staff. I have the Gonzalez sisters.
Oh, I thought you were going to say his ex-wife. And
St. Louis,
her
Missouri,
sister.
and O'Fallon, Illinois. There's Liliana, Lourdes, and Scarlett.
Very cool.
I
And
bet
what are
you.
they
They're
in
my
charge of?
granddaughters. So
Oh,
they wanted
I
their names
love
mentioned, so
it.
I'm going to mention them.
Are
That's
they
very
in St.
sweet.
Louis?
They're in O'Fallon, Illinois. My son-in-law's in the Air Force. And
God,
he's,
they could
very
be watching
cool.
the show right now.
they're going to watch
and
it
see Dad.
because they're going to freak out because I told them I was going to mention their names on the air.
Oh, I love
Good
it.
for you. What else is going on? Oh, you know what? What kind of houses do you work on?
Dog house, cat house, outhouse, your mama's house, your sister's house, a firehouse, a schoolhouse, police house, cars, dealerships, motorhomes,
Gulfstreams?
Gulfstream jets, yachts. We've done a lot of yachts. We have a marine division, usmoldmarine.com. There's
Storage
a lot-
units?
Storage units we've done
Yeah.
as well.
I wasn't
Garages.
joking.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Okay.
I was set up for that. That was a complete setup.
I love it.
No, you know what, though? Mike does. He doesn't just do houses. He does some very big houses.
And it's not just residential you do commercial as well, isn't that
Done a lot of
correct?
commercial jobs, the car dealerships. We did that lab that you talked about earlier. We've done. Geez, I could go on.
Everything.
Yeah, I could go on forever. But the thing of it is, when you do mold remediation, it's the same protocol for basically every job.
Right.
You know, you want to get rid of the administrative control. You want to make sure there's nobody there when you're working. So just like a home, we ask the tenants to be out for 3 days. If it's a bigger job, then we ask them to be out longer. We don't want anything in our way when we're doing our work. People are a hazard when you're on a construction site,
Yes.
and they're all nosy. They want to
So
get
basically,
the
if you have bad mold, and there's different types of mold also.
correct.
So if you see something that's toxic, people have to move out for a certain period of time.
Yeah, even if it's not toxic, it could be just, like there's Aspergillus penicillium, which is a common mold in Florida with wet building material. It's almost on every job that we do.
What does that look like for people to spot that?
It can be white, fuzzy. I mean, there's 100,000 different types of mold, and unless you're in
I thought he was talking about me.
unless you're an industrial hygienist and you have a degree in microbiology, you can't. I don't really think you can look at mold and say that's what it is.
Unless it's like that black
The black
mold.
stuff is.
I mean, that's very visible.
Yeah, that's
Right.
and it's the odor's brutal. It smells like bad bread, yeast, nasty feet.
Let's scare
That's
people,
horrible.
because if they don't take care of this, let's tell them the downside. If they don't take care, if they have mold in their house and they just try to blow it off, what are some of the things that happen to people?
I'll tell you one of the things that happened to me since I seen you guys last. I got a call from a client, went out to his house, his dishwasher had been leaking. He put a fan on it. And underneath his kitchen counter, when he pulled the dishwasher out, it was low with mold. He put a fan on it. He spread mold all over his house.
What was he trying to do with the fan, though?
Dry it out.
He didn't know any better. And then he asked me, he says, did I do any damage? I go, yeah, you cross-contaminated your entire house.
So wait a second. I have a question for you, because I had a leak under my sink, and it took a couple of weeks for them to come and change the whatchamacallit in the sink, the trash compactor.
Change the
Garbage disposal, exactly.
It's easy for you to say.
Anyway, so I put a towel under there, but I see on the wood, like a discoloration. Could that possibly be mold?
It could possibly be mold, or it could be just a watered stain. You know, unless it's discolored and there's different colors, and mold is usually in a circular formation.
How long
forms in a circular.
I'm just saying, how long does it take for mold to come to be?
24 to 48 hours.
I think I have mold.
She's germophobic. Oh, no.
Here, let me give you a
I
card.
got the earrings off of mine now.
I got your phone number.
USmold.com.
I know your website.
561-748-2223.
Perfect.
Let's talk about the snowbirds who, when they go back home, what do you see a lot of them doing with, especially with the air conditioning?
Biggest problem with the snowbirds is they put the hurricane shutters up, they jack up the AC to it's like 78 or 80, and then this year is going to be brutal because of all the rain we've had.
Yes.
A lot of humidity. And then what happens is they walk inside their condo, it's completely dark, and they go, what is that smell? And it's on everything. And one thing that you notice when you do jobs like that, especially in the condos or anywhere, is mold loves black. It loves black shoes. It loves black leather.
It does?
Oh, yeah. You could have a pair of white shoes in the closet next to a pair of black shoes. Right on the black shoes.
Hey, Mike, everything in my closet's black.
Well, you better keep that place cool.
Wow.
I never knew that.
Now,
Yeah.
are there people who hire other mold companies that aren't certified? Have you heard of that in the industry?
They used to be like that back when Jeannie, Francis, that was like 10 years ago, right? Almost to the date 10 years ago. Now we have industry standards. You have to be state licensed by the state of Florida to be a mold assessor and a state license to be a mold remediator. One company has to do the assessment and another write the protocol, and then another company has to do the removal. That's our specialty. I'm state licensed to do both. I did an inspection this
And
week.
you can certify others, so
I can certify you,
This
but
is like a
I
teacher.
can't license you.
Okay.
Right.
But I can train you to do things the U.S. mold way, and when you're done, you'll be trained better than anybody else out there in the field. And this is a big business. This is a big industry.
especially
Yes.
down here.
And in South Florida, you know, all of Florida. This is the mold.
Right.
That's in California, you know. But so that's why we're excited about this new package that we're putting together for handyman, roofers, AC guys who want to expand their business and add a new venue to their operation for more income, is to become a mold remediator.
So they can contact you.
They can
If they're
contact
interested in
us,
doing this with you.
usmold.com or 561-748-2223. I'm going to beat it to death, baby.
And you are also, you also, I mean, we discussed this before, but you do Martin County, Broward. Oh,
Siri.
it's GPS. Mike, are you lost?
Someone's already called them already. I
That's
told you our
crazy.
station's great. We have a lot of listeners. It's all this.
That sound like that GPS lady.
It was series.
Oh,
my
God.
God. Anyway.
Nothing like live radio. That's all I'm going to say.
The Gulf Stream needs some more work before we take off.
He took care of that already.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if Mike's there, he takes care of it. Doesn't have to go back.
You know, that's what I love about our show. I mean, you don't have to go try to find the best. We've already done that for you.
You guys do a good job here.
And I'm going to tell you something. If you never know when this is going to happen to you. No one's ever plans to have mold or water damage.
What are you talking about? I'm going to check my closet when I get home. And under my sink.
But
Mike, give me a card, Mike.
No, but write Mike's number down now, because you might not need him today, you might not need him next week, but you never. Hey, this is hurricane season.
Everybody has, at some point, had mold or a leak in their house.
Exactly.
I don't want to scare people too, because
Go ahead.
I'm not an alarmist. I'm
Yeah,
not a
but this
red
is a
flag
health
person.
issue, though,
Yes,
too.
But
it
it
is.
can be a health issue if you have low immune system, if you have compromised health, diabetes, HIV, high blood pressure,
Asthma.
asthma.
Allergies,
Everybody's
yeah.
different, and everybody has different susceptibility. That isn't even a word.
See?
Is it? See, you're
Payback.
rubbing
He's
off.
rubbing off. Sit next to me, Mike, next time.
Everybody reacts different to mold. We all have a different immune compromised health. Boy, I really messed that one up. Everybody reacts different to mold.
Yes.
Period.
And some people don't react at all.
And some people, it doesn't bother them.
How many different types of molds are there?
There's 100,000 different types. And it's just a matter of what it is, if it's elevated or not. The American Industrial Hygiene Association says anything 1,000 spores per cubic meter or higher is considered elevated. So whenever you have somebody come out and do a mold assessment and test, you always want them to do a control sample, which will be an outside test. You want to test and compare your outside to your inside count.
Do you charge for an assessment?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that you check the outside. Because what does mold take to grow?
That's the standard of the industry, because what you have outside versus what you have inside, it could be different or it could be the same. So all you're doing is whenever you open up the door in Florida, you bring mold inside. So if it's the exact same count and it's the exact same types of mold, then you don't really have anything going on inside your house. But if you have a different types of mold inside your house versus outside, and the count is higher, then you definitely got something going on. So it just gives you legal documentation from an accredited lab stating the fact that you do have elevated mold, and these are the types of it. And then also with the lab that we use, EMSL, they give you a list of the health effects to it.
Wow.
But they don't go outside their boundaries. There's some labs that'll tell you that it's elevated, and they shouldn't do that. I disagree with some labs that say it's elevated because they're not there. They're just reading it. They look at it through a microscope like a microbiologist would, and they just say, yeah, these are the counts. That's all they should give you. And you, as a mold assessor, should interpret it to your client from your experience.
So what makes that determination about remediating and getting rid of the mold then?
From the mold assessment inspection that they do, they write the protocol, they hand it to us, then we give them a proposal to do the work.
We're coming. I can't believe how fast this show goes by.
That's because you had so
I'm
much
gonna
fun
ask
with me,
you,
huh?
Yeah, we do. I'm going to ask you one more question. I'm going to let you answer this. Why should I choose your company over Betty's Fashion and Mold Removal
Well,
store?
because Betty isn't any good. That's
And
why.
she's into fashion, and Mike's not. He's into
No,
mold
but
removal.
why should someone choose your company over the others out there?
Experience, timing, and from
Good
beginning
guy.
to end, we're done. 3 days. Our average
Which is
job
incredible. It
3
really
days.
is.
Yeah, but nobody does what we do at the time, in the time that we do it. So, usmold.com, 561-748-2223.
Check his website out, too. You got a great website.
There's fungus among us.
Love
Wow.
it.
Thanks again for Mike's going to be all with us
Next month.
Unbelievable.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks, Mike.
We're going to go to break, and we come back. It's roof repair time.
Global roofing in the house.
Absolutely. We will be right back.
U.S. Mold are the area's mold and water damage experts, dedicated to removing and preventing further dangers of mold. It's important to keep your family and pets safe from the effects of mold building up in your home, and mold in your workplace is another point of concern. Damp areas, water leaks, excessive coughing, mildew, and musty odors are all signs of possible mold infestation. Don't delay. Call the professionals at U.S. Mold and rest easy knowing that your indoor air will be fit to breathe again. U.S. Mold offers the most comprehensive mold inspection, mold testing, mold removal, odor removal, and flood damage restoration services in South Florida, serving the Palm Beaches, Boca Raton, Delray Beach, Jupiter, Stewart, and surrounding areas. U.S. Mold has the knowledge and experience to effectively restore the indoor air quality of any size building, and they do so in an efficient, professional, and friendly way. Call U.S. Mold today at 561-748-2222.
Each week we combine educational information on a variety of topics with a touch of humor and entertainment in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement so you can be more informed. We offer interviews on such topics as family law, foreclosure defense, estate planning, sleep apnea, roof repair, funeral pre-needs, mold and mildew, alcoholism addiction, and even a show that teaches you how to buy a new and used car from one of the top dealerships in South Florida. If you have a business and would like to be part of the Ask the Expert show, contact us at 954-336-3767. Position your company as an expert in your field. Call Ask the Experts Radio Show at 954-336-3767. Be sure to catch our show every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. or watch our show live at wwnnradio.com and click on the WWNN TV link.
If you are looking to have expert roofing work done in Broward or Palm Beach counties with a company with 25 years of experience, contact Global Roofing Specialist today. Global Roofing Specialist is the leading roofing company in South Florida, providing roofing solutions for all kinds of roofs. They are committed to providing professional assistance at a minimal cost. Global Roofing Specialist emphasis is on energy efficiency, visual attraction, and structural integrity. Global Roofing is a full-service company, fully licensed and insured. They provide 24-hour, 7-day-a-week emergency service. They also do reflective roof coating, roof restoration, and commercial and residential repairs. Their skilled experts offer the most competitive estimates. They are members of the South Florida Business Alliance, and they have received the prestigious 5-star rating from the South Florida Business Journal. Call them today for any of your roofing needs at 561-914-6706. Global Roofing Specialist offers FPL rebates to customers if they qualify when white coating is applied. Whether it's leaks and repairs, re-roofing shingles, metals, flat and tile, or just maintenance programs and inspections, Global Roofing Specialist handles it all. Call them at 561-914-6706.
And we are back. I love Teza Home Improvement Day.
I love it.
I know. First we go to mold and mildew.
And now we have the top roofer,
I
Global
know.
Roofing.
And you know what's so great about this show? Not only do we have the top specialist in South Florida, but like guys like Mike Root is just a good guy. He's just, him and I actually one day spent like almost an hour just talking.
Where was I?
You were in the car?
You probably locked me in the car without the air conditioning on.
Hey, if you'd like to watch today's show, go to www.wwnnradio.com, and on the front homepage you'll see it says WNN TV. Click there and you can actually watch today's show live.
Okay, and today we're going to be talking about roofing, and there's so many horror stories about, because people come to your door. And we get this all the time, like 3 times a week, people are coming and knocking. You have a problem with your roof. We want to take a look at your roof. So
There's like, aren't there a lot of people getting like ripped off out there?
Exactly. There are a lot of people overpay for the roof repairs or re-roofing. The reason why, because a lot of these scare tactics by other roofing salespeople. And people say, how come you are so affordable compared to other companies? I told them it's simple. I own the company. I don't have a middleman to split the commission. So you have to remember, I'm owner, run, and operate over 25 years. I treat every single customer as I treat my family.
Well, can I introduce you? Because this is Mike Root from Global Roofing.
Owner
of Global Roofing.
That's where the buck stops.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
It's nice to have you here with us, Mike.
And
Thank
Mike
you.
is going to be with us again next month because, and I want to go back to this because when we get home, it seems like we get 10 or 15
They leave the
roofing
business cards, yes.
on the door. Who wants to do business with someone like that? When you see, if you're busy like Mike is because you do good work, who's got time to go put cards on doors, right?
That's correct, yes. Most of my customers are referral, word of mouth. And they ask me, they want to see my job sites, and I give them the addresses. I say, you want to knock on my customer's door, and I ask them about my company. If they are satisfied, happy with my work, I have never have a complaint so far for all these years I've
That's
done.
right. And you know something, and you shouldn't just let anybody check your roof anyway or power wash your roof because that could be a liability. Is that correct?
Correct. There are many roofs that cannot be power washed. For example, shingle roof, you cannot power wash them. And I've seen owners power wash the roofs. They allow some handyman from Home Depot
wow.
parking. Yes, correct. And they install white coating on the shingles. That's not it's not allowed by Florida code, and it's not. You will not get a rebate from FPL.
Does that damage the roof if you do that?
Correct, or you remove the granules in the process of pressure washing the roof. So
Wow.
instead of prolong the life expectancy, you reduce the life expectancy of the existing roof. So it's not going to help.
Mike, I see people do that all the time, even in my neighborhood.
It's not the best way to do it. Those people who do it, they're not professionals.
That's crazy. Wow.
If you have a question for Mike, you can call us at 888-565-1470. Mike, give them your phone number.
My number is 561-914-6706, and my office number is 954-281-8880.
And they can reach you 24/7.
Correct.
If they have a problem.
We are the only roofing contractor that works 7 days.
He
No
does.
one is
Trust
right.
me. he
Saturday
does.
and
7
Sunday.
days, 24 hours a day.
Correct. We have emergency calls, answer 11, 12 o'clock at night. We answer the phone calls.
So, like, if you have a leak in your roof and you need somebody to come out immediately, you'll go out to somebody's house?
Correct. Yes.
Wow.
And you do commercial, too, not just
Yes.
residential.
Correct. We do commercial also. Yes.
So we're going to first start off talking about flat roofs. I see a lot of these houses out there with the flat roof. We're getting a lot of rain. I mean, a lot of rain.
So what happens when you have a lot of rain with a flat roof?
Okay, if the flat roof is functional, what I mean by that, if it has positive water drainage and then the water actually runs off from the roof into the gutter. Now, most of the flat roof don't have positive water drainage. I have water ponding areas, and the Florida code allows the roof to have water ponding for 48 hours.
What is water ponding?
In other words, the water sits there for a longer period of time. And
It's not
doesn't-
draining off.
Correct. So what's happening is over the years, the structure has sunk. So the roof no longer has positive water drainage, and that's what happens. So if the water sits on the roof more than 72 hours, it rots the roof. The humidity goes through the layers of the built-up roof, and actually what it does is sinks, further sinking the structure of the property.
So what do you do to repair those?
What we do, most of the contractors, they go for, if the let's say if the ponding water it's less than 15 or 20% of the roof surface, what we do is we install slope roof. So we slope those areas so the water runs off the roof instead of being there. Now most of the contractors, what they do, they go out and they say, you know what, you have to re-roof this. We
I was just
can't
about to
help
ask
you.
that.
Yeah, so we
So you don't have to re-roof,
no, you can repair it.
but only if
Correct.
it's not like totally damaged.
Correct. And if
This is really important. See, we have all these people out there, and I know someone has been told, you need a new roof. Before you do that, you have to call, I want you to call Mike at Global Roofing Specialist. Have him come out because he's told
He's
me before,
honest.
Well, he's told me before, a lot of times people have been told they need a brand new roof, and I looked at it, and how long have you been in the business for?
for 27 years.
27 years.
I mean, that's a lifetime. That really is. He is
Correct.
the expert in roofing.
Exactly. So call Mike.
And this is why he gets why people talk about him, and it's by word of mouth. Because if you are reputable and you go out and you want to fix the problems instead of re-roofing, then people are like, they're going to recommend you.
Correct. Most of my customers, I would say, I save between 50 to 60% of re-roofs by restoring the roofs.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
Yes, yes. I'm not looking to push a re-roof on you. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, I give you a straight answer like I would be a member of my family. And I treat every
I
single
do
customer like
believe
a
that.
member. Yes.
We've spent a lot of time
Yeah, and it's a
together.
big expense re-roofing.
Correct.
We just talked about how long you've been. Just give everybody a little bit about your background.
Actually, I was a contractor back in New York for about 20 years and moved here in Florida about 9 years ago. And a lot of people still call me that have properties, move from New York, move here, and they ask me, say, Mike, you still do roofing? I say, I'm so sorry, I'm in Florida now. He said, doesn't matter, I have properties in Florida. And they said,
That's right, there's a lot of snowbirds.
Yes.
They have 2 properties.
Correct. 2 or 3 in some cases.
Yes.
And they say, well, I no longer do roofing, I want to do something else. And they say, Mike, we had so many headaches hiring people that can't fix our properties. Please, I implore you, go get your license, and we'll keep you busy for years to come. And that's what I did. That was my plan, to move here and continue the same business. I figured I'd do something else.
Right.
But there was so much need.
Especially here in South Florida with all the
Correct.
weather and hurricanes and everything else.
Yes.
What counties do you cover?
We cover 3 counties, Broward, Dade, and up to West Palm Beach.
Oh, good. We have a lot of Palm Beach listeners.
We do.
I can just see, and this is, I'm not trying to be a
What now?
sexist or anything, but there's a lot of
Women that get taken advantage of,
no,
yes.
not just but women who are, their husbands are deceased and they're widowed and they own a house.
Or divorced.
And you know what? there's people down here that will love to take advantage of you. So that's why I'm so glad we have someone like Mike with Global Roofing Specialist, because I truly believe, and our name is on this, you call him up and he's going to be totally honest with you.
Correct. Thank you so much for saying such a good things about my company. But we stand 100% behind our products. We actually never once have a complaint. I've been told that our company has 100% customer service satisfaction, guaranteed by other people.
And you have warranties as well.
Correct. Yes. And we also have rebates and product reduction. And we give people discounts. Senior citizens, they'll get a discount from if they call us. For their first-time callers, they also get a discount. We give people $500 off any tear roof. When you do a tear-off job and you're my first customer, I actually give you up to $500 reduction on the tear-off price. We give 5 to 10% senior citizen discounts. We give 5 to 10% religious organization discounts. So we constantly give back in the community that we do
There's
business.
something
That's
else you
wonderful.
give back. It's called the Boys Club.
Correct, Boys and Girls Club of Broward County. Yes, I'm actually associate general in the organization, and I've been there for a couple of years, and it's probably the best thing I ever done in my life.
You mentor young boys.
That's wonderful.
Correct. We have 14,000 kids in Broward County alone. 16 buildings, we take care of it. Me and my good friend John Rodriguez, who is the property manager and Boys and Girls of Broward, and he's very happy with our services. He even told me, actually, he said, Mike, you're the best contractor I ever worked with,
Isn't that nice to hear?
and you're my best friend.
Aw.
He's done business with over 25 years, different companies. He told me you're the best guy I ever worked with, and I have referrals to state that, not just me.
You know, we've
That's
seen
what
a lot
happens
of.
when you're honest, though.
Exactly.
Really.
We see a lot of websites. We've seen a lot of roofing repair websites. When I went to Mike's website, he had a whole section just on the Boys Club.
Correct.
So it's not just he doesn't
That's
just
really nice.
talk the talk. He walks the walk. So imagine doing business with him. This is the kind of business I want to work with. Now, if someone give people, because we want to educate people too, give people questions they should ask when they're talking to a roofing contractor. The red flags, what should people look for?
Number one is, I would say, ask them if they have state license. Why is that? We did some investigation after the hurricane. Lots of people done jobs and they leak right after they install the roofs. And I asked the homeowner, I said, when did you do the job? They said, we just did it not long ago. I said, where is the contractor? They doesn't pick up the phone call. We call them, leave message, don't pick up the phone. So we did some research. Those are county, some of them are county license. They have complaints, they lost their license. They jump from Broward to Palm Beach.
So how do you check if somebody's licensed?
You check, you actually go to look at the license. You take the number from the business card. Make sure if they give a business card, the license number should be on the business card.
Right, so how do you make sure that they're still licensed?
MyFloridaLicense.com. And it tells you if they stay in county. Because remember, someone is licensed in Broward cannot work in West Palm Beach. Someone licensed in Dade cannot work in Broward.
So you have to be licensed in each county?
No, if you state certified, you don't have to be. You cover statewide, number one. Number two is make sure the person is not a salesman or a sub when it comes to your house. That's very important, because I have met customers and they say every time we call, we have filters. Nobody knows, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand does. They call the secretary said the foreman calls the manager. You have 3-4 filters before someone answers your phone calls. In my case, when they call,
They speak to you directly.
correct.
That's why you have to
Yes.
go to Global Roofing, and you can eliminate all those problems.
Exactly.
Correct.
Hey, let's go to break. And when we
Okay.
come back, I want to talk about roof restoration when we come back.
Perfect.
Great idea.
We will be right back.
If you are looking to have expert roofing work done in Broward or Palm Beach counties with a company with 25 years of experience, contact Global Roofing Specialist today. Global Roofing Specialist is the leading roofing company in South Florida, providing roofing solutions for all kinds of roofs. They are committed to providing professional assistance at a minimal cost. Global Roofing Specialist emphasis is on energy efficiency, visual attraction, and structural integrity. Global Roofing is a full-service company, fully licensed and insured. They provide 24-hour, 7-day-a-week emergency service. They also do reflective roof coating, roofing, roof restoration, and commercial and residential repairs. Their skilled experts offer the most competitive estimates. They are members of the South Florida Business Alliance, and they have received the prestigious 5-star rating from the South Florida Business Journal. Call them today for any of your roofing needs at 561-914-6706. Global Roofing Specialist offers FPL rebates to customers if they qualify when white coating is applied. Whether it's leaks and repairs, re-roofing shingles, metals, flat and tile, or just maintenance programs and inspections, Global Roofing Specialist handles it all. Call them at 561-914-6706.
We are back. I love doing this show. I love doing this show with Mike, and I can just, there's everybody's got a roof, and our
Unless
show,
they don't have a house.
might have a tent or an igloo, right?
No, you still have a roof if you have a tent, right?
So listen, we're here with Mike Root. He's the owner.
Global Roofing
Specialist. Give him your phone number.
My number is 954-281-8880. My Palm Beach number is 561-914-6706.
Okay, so let's talk about roof restoration, because you're big on that. You don't always tell people that they have to re-roof. So tell people about the roof restoration and the warranties and guarantees that you have with that as well.
Yes, we actually have different kind of programs. We go out, homeowner associations, condo associations, and they're all panicking. And I say, what's going on? Oh my God, we don't have the money. We have to re-roof our buildings. I say, and who gave you the information? We have 2 or 3 estimates from other companies. So I said, hold on one second. Let me go on the roof and do my inspection. Sometimes it takes me 3, 4, 5 hours. I inspect the roof. And after I do the inspection, I said, look, I have good news for you. And they said, what is it? I can restore this roof. And they said, what do you mean? I said, we can do some kind of restoration. I save you about 50 to 55% of your re-roofing
That's
price.
Amazing.
Correct. And we give guarantees.
So what type of guarantees do you give?
We actually give 5 up to 10 years guarantees on roof restorations.
Wow, on
Correct.
restoration work.
Correct.
But
And-
look what they're saving, though, if he can do
It's incredible savings. It
restoration.
really is.
Yes, and we also give back rebates from FPL. If the roof qualifies, we actually give 50 cents per square foot from FPL. We give them
It's an
rebates.
incentive.
Correct, incentives. Yes.
So all you HOA and condo people out there, associations, this is really important. I mean, because it's hard to find someone trustworthy who's been in the business for a long time.
That's right.
Who's not out there to try to hit
And
a
the
home
lowest
run.
bid is not the best bid. Tell
Correct.
people about that.
Correct. I've seen people, condo, homeowner associations, someone done work on their roof, and when they have a problem, they call them. They know where to be found. So we do some research, and they call themselves wind chasers or storm chasers, and people ask them, what is that? I said, well, they chase the buck. Today they are here, tomorrow they're in Texas, after tomorrow in Oklahoma. I can't
So
find
they
them.
look for the storms? Is that what you're saying?
Correct. There are a lot of them. A lot of roofers out there, they call them storm chasers.
So after hurricane season, they're gone from Florida.
Exactly. And before hurricane season, we have hurricanes in other states. They are there. They're not here.
So they can't be licensed everywhere.
No, absolutely not. They subs, and they go to other states and they do work without license. I don't know how they get away with, but I met customers. They are panicking. They can't find their people.
Wow. Now, you give free estimates?
Correct.
Okay. So I could see this would be an area where people could get screwed around not knowing the right questions to ask on the estimates. Like, I guess there's things like pulling the
Turn off the roof
permits
restoration. Yes.
that some people use that as a way to scheme. So what?
Or
tell
scam.
me what you do with your estimates that maybe is different than other people do.
What I do with my estimates, I tell people like it is, and I prove it 100%. I'm 100% straight honest with them, and I have people criticize me and say, "Well, I'm too honest. I'm never going to become rich." People in the industry.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That's how you become rich, being honest and not trying to rip people off, because then it's word of mouth.
Correct. Yes.
How close are you when you give them kind of a start date and a completion date?
Well, if the weather cooperates, once the customer puts a down payment, I see the customer is serious, within next week we can start the roof.
Wow.
So how long from the onset of doing a roof to the completion? How long does it take to either re-roof or put or just do repair work?
It all
typically?
depends on what size the roof is. Sometimes it could take a project. We have project take 3 weeks to a month. We have inspection in between. Some project could take a couple of days. Depends on the weather. It depends when you. I also advise my customers to do it in a dry season. Because it's less headache for everyone. You have better application when the weather cooperates. In the summer, we do a lot of repairs. Remember,
Right.
I actually am being called the repair king. We do everything. We do flat repairs, shingles, tiles, metal roofs, commercial, residential, industrial roofs also.
Right, you do commercial as well, not just residential.
Correct. So we repair the roofs, and the customers are happy with our repairs. And when they are about to restore the roof or re-roof it, they keep us in mind. They always call me. So repeat customers. That's why it's good to be honest.
That's exactly what I said before.
Exactly. Now, because you have such an outstanding reputation, that means you have a lot of work going on. Do you oversee all your projects?
Every project.
How do you do that, Mike? That's incredible. I know.
Well,
does.
I'm a control freak.
Oh, like myself. We have something in common. I love it.
But you know what? Every time I've called Mike,
That's why he's so
always called me.
successful. You see that?
But he oversees all of his projects.
That's
Correct.
impressive. It really
Correct.
is.
I can't go to sleep at night if I know a project I haven't seen that when it's done or when it's midway or anything else, because I'm 100% responsible. My name is on the line.
Well,
Yes.
how many workers do you have, say, on a residential project? How many workers will you have?
Well, at any time we can have between 3 to 5 projects a day, smaller projects, and we do between 30 to 100 repairs a week,
Wow.
especially in the high hurricane season and rainy season. So we're busy.
And right now it's busy
And it's
season for him.
raining like crazy now.
Correct.
We're getting. I've never. This
And
time
that
of
does a
year-
lot of roof damage too.
Correct, but we work with the rain also. We go there.
You do the roofing in the rain as well?
Yes, because we check the weather. And if they say 50% chance of rain
You
in
take
Broward
your
County,
chance?
we go there. Roofers, we know we have special eyes. We're like vultures. We know if it's raining or not. It could rain 5 blocks, so it doesn't rain in my area. So what we do is you come prepared. God forbid something happens. If it rains, we have materials and stuff that we protect with tarps. The rain goes by, we continue working. So we don't waste any time because the customers are stressed. Water coming in,
Right, exactly.
the property get further deteriorate and damaged. So we are on top of things every single job.
We actually got an email. I promised I would ask this. Tell us the difference in roof restoration versus re-roofing.
Okay, roof restoration versus re-roofing. Like I said before, most of the companies, they like to push for re-roofs, but that's what the money is. Now, in my case, I'll tell the customer we do inspect the roof. The area that needs to be repaired, we repair them or re-roof them. And then we give them 3 options. But I highly recommend, if the roof doesn't have damage beyond 25%, we highly recommend to do a restoration. So I'd say I save between 50 to 70% of the roofs that should be re-roofed according to other company. We save them by doing restoration. We get customers rebate from FPL. They save between 20 to 30% on monthly basis on utility bills because they're reflective. And they save money.
Right,
you
a
can
lot of
switch-
this is out of pocket expense.
Correct.
I mean, not everything is covered by your insurance company.
No, correct.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, maybe if there's a storm or something, that may be covered, but the other
Named
types
storms.
of leaks, right? Exactly,
Correct.
are not covered.
If it's a named storm, hurricane, or named storms, the insurance will cover.
Okay.
Now,
But
most
just
of the,
not for your typical downpour that could ruin a roof.
correct. If the roof gets damaged by just wear and tear, the insurance will not cover that because they consider it neglect on the owner's part. So I'm informing you that a lot of customers, they call the adjuster and they say, well, I'm going to get some money from insurance. It doesn't work that way. They pay for interior damage, but will not pay for exterior because they consider you should hire someone to do at least 1 inspection per year, if not more. Depends on the
Is that
age
the
of roof.
requirements?
You should, as a smart homeowner.
You should, right.
You should have someone clean your roof on.
So do you
annual
have a
basis.
maintenance package you offer?
Correct. We do preventative maintenance. Yes.
Okay.
Also.
So you do power washing on roofs as well?
Yes. Correct.
Because you don't want to just put anybody on your roof to clean your roof.
No. God forbid something happens.
It's
to
a
them.
liability, yes.
Big liability. If something, God forbid, something happens to the handyman, whoever pressure washes your roof, falls off the roof and loses his life, they'll go after you, and homeowner insurance has to pay. So you actually lose your house by hiring someone who's not licensed and insured to go on that roof.
Right,
Remember
and
that.
so if you're licensed and insured, it's not your liability.
Correct.
It's the contractor's.
Correct.
Do you have a favorite roofing material?
My favorite roofing material when I make my customer happy.
I love it.
I mean,
That was good. That was a great answer.
If I was building a new house, what should I tell the builder what kind of roof I'd like to have?
Well, first of
Because
all,
you've seen them all.
yes,
Especially
I
here
think-
in South Florida,
Correct.
which is the best.
First of all, I'll ask you how big or how small your pocket is, so I can work according to your budget.
Okay. So you're saying there's not one that's really better than the other?
Correct.
Okay.
It depends on the pitch of the roof. Depends if you want to do tiles or shingles. Depends if you want to do flat.
I always
you
thought
know.
the barrel roofs were the best here.
They look nice, yeah.
They look nice,
Very nice.
but
yeah.
we're not talking about looks as far as holding up and.
Correct. What battle tiles are very popular in South Florida. It as aesthetics gives the house better look, and gives actually appreciates the value as opposed to shingle roofs. So lots of people they want me to tear off the roof or remove the tiles
And put the
re-roof-
barrel roof up.
put the shingle roof instead of tiles. So then a year later, they called me and said, "Mike, you were right." I said, "What happened?" "Oh my God, my utility bills are 200% this year because I have shingle roofs." So I told them, I said, "Look, shingles are cheaper, but in the long term, long run, you actually spend more money because your utility bill will go up double."
Does it attract the heat?
Correct, but shingles are very thin. Shingles are installed directly on the roof.
So there's no
the roof
insulation.
surface. No insulation, correct, and they're very thin. They're attached to the roof surface, so all the heat goes right through the shingles, through the roof deck, and makes your attic very hot.
So you should always make your roof very light color, because it doesn't attract the heat as much.
Correct, yes.
Okay,
light
give
color.
everyone your phone number again.
My phone number is 954-281-8880, and my cell number, you can reach me at 561-914-6706. It was a pleasure being here.
And your
love
website
having
address.
you on.
Thank
Give
you.
everybody your website address also.
They can Google me and go look for Global Roofing, roof repairs or re-roofing. We look in Hollywood, Florida, so if you Google me, Global Roofing Hollywood, Florida, you should be able to see. I also have 2 videos on my website, like tutorial videos, what we do, the jobs I have done also. So
That's great.
That will help.
So if you're looking for a free estimate on your roof,
An
contact
honest roofer.
Exactly, and good prices too.
Yes.
And we got the guy with all the experience. So thanks for coming on today.
Thanks, Mike.
Especially, I know you're busy with all the rain going on now. Monday, we have a great show on Monday.
From 4 to 5.
Yes, we have we have HOA condo coming on.
Kay and Benda.
Kay and Bender's
And
coming
Rambel.
on. And we also have a pesticide, people who spray your houses,
Very cool.
coming on. Everybody
covered
have
all
a
the areas.
wonderful, wonderful weekend. Peace and love.
We're out.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show with Steve O and Rene. Tune in every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. while some of the top local experts in their field from Broward and Palm Beach counties educate you in the areas of law, health, financial, and home improvement. You can also call our offices at 888-574-6999 to become an expert on our show. The opinions